Get ready, now!
The #1 movie in the world is Garfield.
Why is he willing to...
Yeah, alright, there we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to my stream. I'm gonna play a little bit, but I'll probably be muted this time. My son's up, and I may have some pauses here and there. Hope you guys enjoy.
wrongly report these stories? Like, surely he knows, right? After to a degree, like, it can't all be him just being stupid.
I don't want to, like...
Is it really just, like, pushing lefty ideology based, like, for no reason?
Yeah, this isn't a problem unique at all to Hassan. We live, this sounds so cringe to say this, but, like, in a post-fact world, facts and stories and headlines, these are all just vehicles to sell our ideology. We don't actually, or a lot of people don't actually care about the underlying truth of the matter. So if I see a headline saying, you know, IDF soldier, 400 Palestinian virgin, you know, women, like, I'm gonna retweet that because it's probably sounds true because the IDF are monsters and boom. You don't actually care about the underlying article. You don't care about the underlying facts. You don't. That's just everybody when it comes to, especially alternative media these days. Like Tim Pool.
It's everybody. It seems like psycho though to see from the sideline, bro.
It is psycho, but like a lot of people in alternative media run this way. Because remember, in alternative media, we make all of our money. We don't have, some people have sponsors, but not much. And we don't have like, you know, like editors or, you know, managers telling us what to do. We make our money because we tell our fans what they want to hear. And if our fans really want to hear Israel bad, then if I see a story like that, I'm going to tweet it out. Or if they want to hear Palestinians bad, then you just tweet it out. You just like play your narrative and you play your side because that's how they make the money. So, I mean, that's what everybody in alternative media does. Nobody is, yeah, immune to this. Like, you think if a study came out tomorrow showing that, you know, single-payer healthcare was the best possible way ever to deliver healthcare, you think Ben Shapiro is going to say that on his podcast, right?
But what does Ben Shapiro have to gain from healthcare? I mean, I don't get it.
Because his base wants to hear socialized healthcare bad, big government bad, because he's a conservative pundit. So every story that he gives has to come from that angle. And for Hassan, he's a tanky. Every story has to come from the angle of West bad, America bad, everybody that's not America good. That's why he defended Putin early on and said the Ukrainian invasion wasn't happening. That's why he defended China invading Tibet. That's why he defends the Palestinians over the Israelis. Like, that's why he says that Venezuela and Bolivia have never had economic or election problems. Like, it all is like very predictable when you understand where they're generating it from, which is America bad.
I mean, it just blows my mind that his audience is watching him be like consistently wrong on because all he watches is like these super like he watches this like, all right, he says all Western media is super biased. Like, sure, I'll give him that. I don't know. Right?
And then he listens to Russia
But
Today.
then he's only looking at like
or Al
these
Jazeera,
super biased like Middle Eastern like news sources or like these like weird tweets where he's like looking at like a QNN, which is straight up related to Hamas. It's like Hamas news, right? So it's like I don't get how his audience is. I don't know. I guess
I'm
the
sorry,
politics is hard for me to
Taiwan,
relate
my
to.
bad. Not Tibet, Taiwan. No, I thought he was making excuses for Tibet in the past, or Tibet as well in the past.
Yeah, he was. He was saying that they were all like slave-owning monsters.
Yeah, they were horrible people, and yeah. Or maybe he said Tibet and Taiwan. He might have said both.
He justified
actually.
both invasions. If that's what you said.
The audience doesn't know or care about the underlying facts as well. There's also in a lot of these communities, and you'll notice this.
I hope he's not right about that, honestly.
Epistemic poisoning as well, meaning it's not just enough.
Probably is.
Technology is like the study of knowledge or truth, broadly speaking, in psychology. Epistemic is like ways that we arrive at truth or how we determine or discern what's truthful or not. When I say epistemic poisoning, what I mean is it's not enough to just say, for instance, like vaccines are bad. When data comes out that disagrees with you, if you don't want to conform to the data, you've got to say the sources are bad too. If you argue with conservatives that are anti-vaxxers, you'll also notice that they don't trust the CDC. They don't trust any pharmaceutical company, and oftentimes they don't trust academic institutions. Hassan is the same way in that if a report comes out, he doesn't trust the IDF or Israel's reports. He doesn't trust the US State Department, and he won't trust a lot of people in the West, but surprisingly, they will trust...
He is like a COVID denier, dude.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's
like
the same.
that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You have to epistemically attack all of the sources of truth that'll disagree with you, and then the only ones that you validate or verify, he'll say things like, I can't trust the United States State Department on easily verifiable information, but I can trust Hamas.
Yeah,
like,
he sees like Russia building bridges to invade Ukraine. He's like, this can't be real.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's crazy. All right, so let's say you get something wrong, right? I'm sure in your career you've gotten some geopolitical wrong, right?
No, yeah, I'm just kidding.
What do you do to like what is a way for him to, I guess, what have you done to like correct that or move on? Like, have you just owned it or what? Like, is it just a him thing or does Vosh do the same? Do you do the same?
The
You,
ways
weirdly
that I
double
try
down and try and justify, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like, in the heat of the moment, nobody will change their mind. Like, I'll double down on that I'm probably wrong about.
Sure, but let's see 2 days pass, a week
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Here's
God,
what
I'm
I
working
do,
on it though.
Here are a couple things that I try to do that I feel are unique to politics streamers. Is one, I try to read a lot, not just headlines and not just Twitter, but I'll try to do like a decent amount of research. At the
I
very least,
have
I'll
to
read a
give
few
it
articles,
to him. He's
profiles,
very well
papers,
informed,
and
and you can
Palestine
see him
stuff.
doing all this stuff on
I'm
his
reading
stream.
wiki entries. I'm reading excerpts from books. I'm reading and watching like documentaries. We're doing a lot of like actual research. For most of the politics streamers, even though they'll say like, oh, well, I talk to historians and blah, 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 they're not talking about history. They're just bringing a person on for their opinion. So one is I try to do a lot more reading and research, okay? Which doesn't make me immune. Obviously, I can be blah, blah, blah. The second thing I try to do is when I'm talking about a thing or another streamer, I always try to show full clips. I'm never watching a 20-second clip of Hassan and going like, oh, I knew he was a proper person. I'll usually be like, well, what's the video this is from, or where is this, blah, 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 and I'll watch like long-form stuff and review it. But the way that they try to get around it is they say, oh, Steven's obsessed with me. Why did he do a 3-hour stream on me? And usually it's because, well, I want to cover everything you said. I don't want to just...
Insane, dude.
Yeah. And then another thing that helps me a lot, that's a little bit unique to me, and I say this and everybody says this, but I'm the only one that actually means it. I truly don't have like a political affiliation. If Democrats start doing dumb, I'll say that Democrats are doing dumb. Conservatives, I start to agree with more. I'm like, oh, I kind of agree with Ben Shapiro. I have no problem saying that. With a lot of these guys, the way that they grow their political platforms is by first aligning hardcore with a political ideology, and then they grow their fan base that way. So what that means is you suffer a lot of audience capture. When my audience watches me, they just expect me to give my take on the news. If I go watch
audience capture, what do you mean by that?
Audience capture means that you feel a pressure to deliver the type of content that your audience watches, and that might start to misalign with what you actually believe. Hassan will never go on stream and defend the actions of the U.S. State Department or change his opinion on Israel-Palestine or anything in the Cold War because he can't. His fan base expects, like, when you go to watch Hassan's stream, you don't go to watch for Hassan's opinion on the news. You go to watch for what is the progressive opinion on the news, right? Nobody goes to see, Hassan's like giving a unique original take on anything.
He like plays team sports.
Exactly, yeah. So there's benefits and cons. The benefit is that you get to grow an audience much easier because now you're in an established area, you've got good talking points, blah, 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 blah. But then the con is you have very little flexibility if you start to get stuff wrong or if your political movement starts to get stuff wrong. Progressives have been kind of crazy over the past few years. It's really easy for me to back away from that and go like, oh, they've been kind of crazy. Hassan can't back away from far lefties or tankies because that's who he's like throwing his lot in.
Is he just gonna, like, what's he think's gonna happen though? What, he just loses followers or
Delivery on the way, Garcia. I think Adolis Garcia knew it right away, and this is a tremendous bat flip.
There's some
I don't know, actually. I'm not
like,
sure.
I don't. It's just weird to understand because the whole point of doing like being like a YouTuber, like a Twitch streamer, is that you can just be you. You don't have to work for anybody. But,
and yet
the politics
you
side
do.
is weird. I'm still dipping my toes in it a little bit.
It's dumb. Yeah.
So he calls
But
everyone
it's
a
worth
drama
it.
farmer, right? Like he calls you that, and I know that's like known as like a big own. Like I believe he called Vosh that too, even though Vosh said like 2 words to him after the Ukraine
One of the
thing.
things that happens a lot in my corner of the internet, probably not with you guys as much, I think, because you're like commentary people. One thing that happens in my corner is people try to run with this obsessed argument a lot to try to make it so people won't cover them. So like a lot of the times, let's say Hassan says something crazy and then I cover it, he'll be like, why are you obsessed with me, bro? Why are you so obsessed with me, bro? Why are you obsessed with me, bro? And the point of that argument is to try to diffuse criticism by making it so I don't have to engage with this criticism and you shouldn't even watch it. And it's weird that he's even criticizing me, right? When the reality is, well, hold on, bro. You're the largest politics streamer on the internet right now. Why would I not criticize you when you say... Right? Nobody, if you cover a Ben Shapiro video, nobody's calling you obsessed. If you cover like the 50th Trump statement, no one's calling you obsessed, right?
Well, he covers basic YouTube drama too all the time.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But like there's the whole like drama farmer obsessed thing is to just try to say like this person doesn't have real criticism, they're just trying to like farm drama.
Yeah, that was kind of like a big advantage being a commentary channel because he did try to hit me with that, but it just like doesn't work. Cause he's like, yeah, dude, I'm farming you. Like that's embarrassing. I will farm the shit out of you every day, dude. You're a lolcow. You know, it's like, oh, you're into drama? It's like, yes, dude. I will milk you for everything you're worth. Keep being stupid, please. You know? Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just I don't understand that argument because it's if you're getting farmed, you're kind of like self-reporting.
A little bit, yeah. But yeah, that's in my world. Those arguments don't work. People just like, bro, why are you so obsessed? Like, don't do this.
I think I have the exact opposite problem where I am grossly aware of the lack of knowledge that I have on a particular matter. Because there's so much more to learn.
When does he start to do any learning, though, guys? He streams for 10 hours a day. He does zero research on anything, and he's not spending any
Research is for noobs.
Where is the Hassan learning time? When does he have time for that?
So I don't have that.
He
same
doesn't,
level
dude.
of
He's talking to
confidence.
these forensic experts apparently that are two follower accounts, dude. Oh man, it is the most. I don't know. That clip makes me so angry, dude.
And then I think that makes people think that I am oblivious to reality or something. Especially when someone that comes across more confident.
I also hate this because Hassan stole this talking point from me. He's saying I come across more confident.
More skilled orator.
But he literally just said that I come across as confident because I'm confidently unsure because I say that I'm not sure, right? One of the big issues that I see with debate people, I'm talking half to you, half my audience, is sometimes I'll get by people that don't know what they're talking about, but they're fully willing to say, oh, have you seen the latest literature on this? It actually proves my point. Maybe I'm happy. Like, oh, I'm not sure. Even though I'm pretty sure they're incorrect.
It was like
exactly, yeah.
The BBC said this. That's
Exactly. Other people are confidently asserting things that they don't know, and I'm a little bit more cautious. I'm like, I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure. I end up looking like the weak person there, even if ultimately they're incorrect. I've tried to find other ways around this. Like one of the things I've said is, well, I'm pretty sure if everybody looks this up right now, you're probably not right. Or when I go home and I look this up, it's probably going to be the exact opposite of what you're saying. So I'm not going to and 99% of the time, it usually is. When I look stuff up that people have brought up, and I go home and I look at it, I'm like, oh, it was the exact opposite. Oh yeah. But it's hard. It's hard to counter that in the heat of the moment when somebody's willing to just confidently assert you don't know if they have any idea what they're talking about.
I just don't know what the point of having a debate is if you're just willing to lie.
Let me do 34 more seconds. Let me listen to the rest of this. Hold on.
Obvious to the reality or something. Especially when someone that comes across more confident, that is a more skilled orator, can come in and just say, I'm right, and your own.
I'm right and your own. Keep in mind, Hassan was doing this the entire time over like the hospital bombing, but okay. Sorry.
Yeah, or stuff like this, like lacking knowledge about JDAMs and such, like things of that nature.
Here we go.
He didn't do that. Okay, hold on. Ignore everything that I just said. Okay.
Don't you just want to slam your
No,
desk, dude?
he's trolling. Hassan is a master troll. He knows he's trolling. He's gonna cash out soon.
Bro. He's serious.
He's
just
trolling.
unaware, bro.
In a month, he's gonna be like, really, guys? The JDAM didn't give it away. Thanks for the cash. I'm done streaming. Thanks for the method. Peace out. That's what he'd say.
I
There's
wish,
only
dude. I'd become a fan.
the only instances where people can be like, well, here's a clip of you saying this is definitely.
I just feel like it's weird because it's like, how is it? I feel like the smartest people I've ever met in real life are people that are willing to go like, oh, I don't know, I gotta look more into that.
Yeah, it's
It's
people
so
that like can admit
insane
the
that-
limits of their
Nice.
knowledge. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's so insane. Like for instance, I work for like a photography company. If you talk to any of the like new hires that were like right out of college, they would all be like, oh no, I know like everything about photography. I got everything done. If you ask like any of the vets, they'd be like, I know like 50%, maybe. Right? It's like only the people that know the police act like they know the most.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called Mount Bull. Somebody has a little bit about a thing and they're really confident about it, and then as you learn more, you kind of couch your opinion a little bit more carefully. Yeah.
Well, dude, I think that's pretty much everything. That's all kind of like the sense I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you,
I
buddy.
appreciate it.
Keep in mind that a lot of the stuff that I'm saying here about Hassan and everything here is, one, this is just my perspective. Other people might disagree. And two, this is not very few things here are unique to Hassan. A lot of alternative media influencers like Cool and other people like that, Steven Crowder, they all do these similar types of tactics, so they all operate in a similar type of way.
Are they as blatantly wrong as him though?
I would like to say that Tim pulls
He's
not.
been wrong like on every major issue for the past like year and a half.
Probably. But
Okay.
I think it's hard because, like, for the conservatives... No, hold on. They have. Conservatives tend to focus on culture war issues more, so it's hard to know if they're, like, blatantly
Like
wrong.
what, like trans stuff?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
What do you mean?
But when I think about them making concrete claims, right, Matt Walsh made a whole documentary on how horrible trans was, right? What is a woman? You remember that?
And then he was terribly wrong on Joe Rogan.
Okay, he's a big Daily Wire guy. He made a whole documentary.
That's a really big deal.
Trans
It's
whole documentary, okay? Whole hour and a half film on this, okay? When he went on Joe Rogan asked him, how many kids do you think are like on hormone therapy for trans stuff?
Back it
Matt
up.
Walsh's guess was probably millions. And the answer was I think it was
Probably
like
millions?
Yeah, the answer was like 5,000 over like 3 years or something. I don't remember. Yeah. He was off by like 4 orders of magnitude. That type of
crazy.
yeah, that's an unbelievable right? Imagine you're doing you do a documentary on spaceships, and somebody asks you, like, you know, is Armageddon a documentary or something?
Big guy, you're saying, huh?
Yeah, he is. He's one of the big, large content people on the Daily Wire.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.
What that guy said.
What happened with Keffels exactly? There was the war, and then there was the peace, and now is there war again? He said he's pro-Israel. He literally said on stream he hopes the genocide happens. I mean, that was obviously in jest. Not that we should be jesting about that. But that said,
yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just.
He does not.
Let me correct the record real quick. 'Cause you triggered me now. Okay. He's a gross person and hurt so many connections. Oh, and I hurt so many connections trying to fix that fridge.
What's news? Well, we're testing Twitter. So right now,
Careful. We're testing. X.
X. Sorry. God, why would he do this? I already know what it is. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know why X is being forced on us?
I do, but I'm going to say no so that you can explain.
Yeah, because I've already told you. Okay.
Well,
the reason
because the whole world knew. But go ahead. Yeah.
No, not everyone knows. Yeah. I know. It's because Elon Musk, a long time ago, bought X.com, and he's been holding on to it. And he's like, someday I'm going to build the everything app, and he's forcing us on it. And it's just, man, it's wild. I can't believe abandoning the Twitter brand is like one of the craziest things to me of all
Pretty
time.
dumb. Yeah.
I don't see. Maybe I'm just missing some pieces of the puzzle. That's possible.
You're not.
You don't think there's like some master plan?
No,
like,
I don't think so.
Man, he has like video calling and audio calling. That is definitely what I want on Twitter at this point right now, is that ability to have that going live.
Did you ever get on, or did you hear anything about Threads?
Yeah, I went on it and it was like cool for 2 days and then it was dead. And you know why it was dead? Because fucking dumbass Mark Zuckerberg decided to launch it without a web version. I don't understand.
I can't tell sometimes, yeah, if I'm like out of touch, or it maybe like everybody really does use their phones, but man, yeah, not having a web version on launch was so annoying.
It's crazy.
But then I guess there are some things that do that, like no, actually I can't think of anything right now.
Oh, Snapchat, I think, started without having a web version, right?
Did Instagram initially not have a web version? They might not have.
No, I don't think they did.
Or if they did, it was really stripped down and dog shit.
What would be another thing besides that? WhatsApp. I don't think they always had a web client for it. Anyways, yeah, no, it's crazy. Threads is, I think it's a ghost town now. The reason I didn't like it when I went to it, is it threads.com? Let's check it out. Nope, it's not threads.com. Wow, that's wild.
Wait, really?
Threads.com is owned by someone else, and they have a big ass thing there saying we're not associated with Instagram.
It's threads.net.
There's no way it's threads.net.
It's just threads.net.
What the fuck were these guys thinking? Okay, so anyways, I'm on here. Can I log into this? No, I can't because I forgot my shit. I can't. I didn't like it because it didn't seem like you could use it like Twitter. You know what's funny too? At that moment of time, this was when people were like, there was this moment. They were ready to abandon ship. And Mark Zuckerberg personally f***ed up completely. Like literally all you had to do was just make Twitter. You didn't have to change anything. You didn't have to reinvent the wheel. You didn't have to be like, oh, let's do this wild new thing. You just had to do Twitter again and not try to force it to be tied to my Facebook or Instagram account. That was it. Just make a standalone app and be like, hey guys, we made a Twitter clone. And that was it. And if you did that, I think if they just did that and nothing else, I feel like it would be bigger than. I kind
of disagree. I think that having it spun off of those platforms, I think, was a good idea.
No, spun off. But I don't like the idea that like Twitter is cool because you can have people that have completely anonymous accounts, and I think the fear is that if you tried to do that with Facebook, that's like I'm never going to be posting memes if it's tied to my Facebook or my Instagram. Like.
I disagree.
Really? I think it would be a totally different experience.
I think that Twitter initially was cool because of the novelty of having 180 characters and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But now I think Twitter is cool because it has a massive user base. And it feels like if you want to compete with Twitter, your number one hurdle is always going to be the massive user base. So trying to find a way to spin a new social media app off of a pre-existing user base solves that issue. And then the interface is more or less copied from Twitter if you look at it. But not having any web browser, I feel like wild. Cuts you off from so much.
What would I have done? Me, the tech entrepreneur genius. So what I would have done is, first off, having a web version. Second off, not making it easy for people to leave the Twitter experience and come into this new experience at Facebook. You don't want to confuse them. You want to have them be able to come in there and be like, I know where everything is left. This is perfect. Yep, my keys are right over there. This is that. Don't confuse people. That's step number 2. Okay. Step number 3 is promote it in app for sure. Okay, but have it be separate. Not an Instagram login, not a Facebook login, but you can still promote it. Like as I'm browsing Facebook, you can pull up the latest threads from whoever, whatever celebrities, right, and be like, follow this person, and it prompts you to go and create an account, and you can either optionally link it with your Facebook or your Instagram, or you can just go and create an anonymous account. Because I think that's an important part of Twitter, is that there's anonymous journalists or anonymous shit posters or whatever. But the anonymity is what makes Twitter, to me, very important. And if you,
I feel like I understand what you're saying, but
that would have killed it. That would be.
I don't think the
Twitter.
anonymity is as important as you think it is. I don't think that's a huge part of. I think that's like a thing that we care about, or like our corner. That obviously you and me don't. Wait, yeah, I don't think that. I don't think that most people care about it that much. I think if they would have launched it with the opportunity to click a button on Instagram and make a Threads account, I think that's fine.
Yeah,
but I think well, no, don't you have to have an Instagram account?
Well, you did.
That's what I mean. I'm saying like if you could launch it like that, but then also the ability to go to Threads and make an account that's not tied to Facebook or Instagram, I think could have helped. Yeah.
I feel like if they did like 2 or 3 different things, that was guaranteed like Twitter was dead at that point. Like people were going to go and they were going to switch to this because they were looking, they were scared.
I don't think anything is really guaranteed. You have to keep in mind that like it's really one thing that's really difficult. It's always easy to evaluate in retrospect, but it's very difficult to predict where consumers will move on a thing. And consumer sentiment is like the least reliable in the world. Really great examples are that if you would have polled people back when iPhone came out initially, or not initially, when iPhone was the first phone to eliminate the headphone jack, right?
If
you would have polled people on that decision, probably. I think the majority of consumers would have said that was a nightmare.
Yeah, but I still don't like that, though. I think personally,
that's fine. You're in the vast minority.
Think so?
Absolutely.
You think
nobody gives a
I want to do a live DGG poll real quick.
Okay.
I would do a Twitter poll, but poll. Wait, no. /vote. Do you miss the headphone jack? Yes or no? There we go. All right, so we're gonna get live results on this, but. I would have it back. I think it was, it's in their quest for thinness and their quest for minimalist. I hate it. It's one of the number one things I hate about Teslas, actually, in particular. Boy, this is like a very Elon-centric stream. But that said, is just, I want just physical buttons sometimes to do shit. I don't want to be like, how do I open the glove box? Oh, you go into settings, scroll down a little bit, go into sub-settings, look for furniture, and then click the open glove box button. It's like, just put a button there, man. Like this is wild. That shit. That's, by the way, how you open the glove box.
Jesus.
There is no button. You have to go into the settings and do it.
I still have problems like opening the doors and on the outside and the inside. It pisses me off still.
Yeah, like
I don't know why you would literally reinvent the door handle.
Yeah.
Every single time I've gotten out of an Uber, they're like, okay, you have to push the button and then do the thing to open.
Because they don't want you. Well, that part is the to keep the window from breaking the weather stripping.
No, but other cars do that as well.
How do they do it?
Usually on a normal car with a window thing, as soon as you open the handle, it comes down a little bit.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Huh. And I'll say that Tesla's also, it gives you this really bad behavior of just like walking away. Like if you have an electric car, Tesla, and a non-Tesla,
man,
you
will
just
cannot help yourself
away with your car still running. Your other car, your gas car, like
because the Tesla auto shuts down.
Yeah, you just walk and leave the Tesla with your phone, and like with your gas car, like you're gonna be like, holy shit, I just left my car on for like the last few hours. Anyways, yeah, no, I feel for sure like there was because no one talks about Threads. That's a dead fucking social network. When I say dead, I probably mean one of the largest social networks there is, but like I never hear them talk about it.
Yeah, I have no idea. It could also be that it just doesn't exist in our domain. Maybe people do use it elsewhere.
Like sports or something like that?
Maybe, I don't know. But I think that the biggest issue for Twitter is like, even though people are doomsday about it, you never really know what consumers are going to do because they can talk a bunch of shit about a thing but still use it forever, right? Like, could you really have predicted, people talk shit about fucking Skype for for like 5 years or more, but
Yeah.
because you really predicted that Zoom would have come in and completely cemented it as the telemark or telecommunications fucking.
I feel like I've said this before. Like I feel like you should find who's on the executive management team of Skype and never hire any of those people ever. Like anyone who was working there the last 5 years. But then people they bitch and they moan. They say, Dan, have you heard about Teams, Microsoft Teams? And I was like, have you heard about Discord? Have you heard about the fact that 5 years ago, maybe a little bit before that, everyone used Skype. That's what I used when I was talking with Steve. That's what you were using when you were messaging with someone, was Skype. You weren't using Discord or anything else. You were using Skype.
Yeah.
And they fucking completely threw away the entire consumer market for I don't know why. They forced this god-awful update, Skype 8, and then that was it. That was the end of the show. That no desire to compete, no nothing.
Yeah, I would have to go and look at it. It feels, I don't really know in terms of performance impact on your machine, but it feels like a heavy app. Like if you've ever used Skype, it feels like the interface, like when you're clicking through and shit, it's pretty laggy. There's a lot of web loading shit going on. It feels way heavier than Discord. And it wouldn't surprise you if it was the other way around. Yeah, I don't understand what the is Skype, man.
It's wild. I feel like they relied so long on the peer-to-peer part.
Oh.
There was we're peer-to-peer, and that was such a cool part. Yeah, nobody gives up. But back in the day, remember, that's why Skype was successful when it first came out. Yeah, because bandwidth costs were insanely prohibitive back in the day. Back when Skype came out.
Maybe.
If you wanted to do a video call with someone, normally most other people would be routing that through their data center and then to you, and there was a real cost.
Yeah, I understand, because it's hard to remember this, but bandwidth and storage used to actually be considerations back in the day.
Oh, for sure.
And now bandwidth and storage online are free.
Yeah, no, it's a different world on that front.
Okay, I desperately.
Yeah. Man, it's a major throw by Microsoft, but still hard to believe. I think they're the biggest company right now, right? Number one market cap, or is that Nvidia? They've taken over Microsoft.
The biggest companies are kind of memey right now, I think.
You think so?
It feels like it. Apple has good fundamentals because that iPhone somehow fucking sells crazy, but
I feel like I want to short Apple. You know why?
Why?
Because I've had zero desire to get a new iPhone, I think, since the 12. None of the features have compelled me. What is it? And it's not a lack of having money to do it. What's really going to compel me to go and get the latest iPhone?
I think the issue is that if I had to guess, so we kind of joked about this happening with computers a long time ago, not expecting it would happen, but I genuinely feel that probably for about 8 years, even in gaming, computer hardware is overkill. For almost a decade now, I feel like computer hardware has gotten insane, and I think it's probably getting to a similar point with phones, where what the doing with your phone that an iPhone 11 isn't fast enough. I think all of the updates that are happening now are going to be feature related, or different types of applications, or whatever else. It's going to be stuff that's not tied intrinsically to the hardware of the phone. Things there are some hardware improvements. So better screens, I think, are important. Better batteries, 120 hertz interfaces. Do you know if the iPhone 15 is 120 or 60 or?
I think now it has the adaptive. I know the watch, I believe, has adaptive refresh, and I think the iPhone.
This must be 120. I think the iPhone 15 is 120, right?
Yeah, I think now that it's better. It's 100.
Or whatever.
That's
it's over 60.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 90 plus or something, yeah.
But I think it's adaptive. So when you're doing nothing, it slows down, on the lock screen. But when there's, motion, it can go and do more, which is cool. So yeah, I'm just trying to think. What is a feature that you think that would make you upgrade to the newest iPhone?
Well, I just like it because I'm rich.
Yeah, but
I don't care otherwise. Yeah. Would I see if I was on a budget and I had to think about upgrading? I don't know if I would have even upgraded for my iPhone 11. I'm not sure.
I think about this. Back in the day, there was really compelling reasons to eventually upgrade to your phone as it went on. So number one, I think, was the introduction of a front-facing camera. That was okay, this makes sense for video calls. How did you not have this for so long?
And the cameras were meaningfully improved. Dipshits in chat and people today will fight between the Samsung is better than the Pixel.
They don't know. They weren't there.
But the reality is that if you have a phone 5 generations old and you're taking pictures, it's probably fine. You're 99%
you remember how bad the photos
the
were though on the first iPhones. That shit was,
I don't remember, but I'm sure they were horrible.
Okay.
I didn't have the first iPhone, but I know from the early cell phones they were memes.
Yeah, they were not
basically.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I'm trying to imagine a feature that would have me upgrade, and let's see. I don't know. Like, I feel like the main obvious meme thing that they're going to do is they're going to be like, oh, AI is
shit.
built in.
Whatever.
And I don't know if I care. I don't use Siri at all. Do you?
No.
I don't use it at all.
Or Alexa or any of the talking dudes.
No, the only thing that I use kind of like that is I use dictation to type text.
Which you should actually.
Yeah.
Reckful shouted at me about that, and I use it sometimes, but I actually feel really self-conscious. I don't know why. Even when I'm in my car alone, I feel self-conscious talking to my phone.
No, I don't feel
It
that
just
at all.
feels stupid. I don't know why, but yeah, you should. It's super helpful.
It's fast too.
And it's good.
Yeah.
It generally picks, and if it's like 1 or 2 errors off, like if you're speaking like a full ass like 2 paragraphs to somebody, it's quicker to go back and change like 1 or 2 things than to try to sit here and your phone. Yeah.
But don't be the persons that send voice notes. Okay.
No.
Don't.
If you're already talking in your phone, just do dictation.
Yeah. Like
when I'm talking to somebody in that 57 seconds,
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, bro, come on, why are you doing this?
You know who did it to me most recently?
Who?
Erudite.
Not good.
Not
She did
good.
it to me as well.
Oh man, she's an offender.
I am looking for another co-owner, by the way, of my company.
Offender of doing that.
She is a voice note offender.
There's people that do it, and they just don't. You know what it is?
And you can't even 2x speed it.
You can't. There's nothing you can do. It's
You
just
have to
like, all right,
suffer through it.
Let me just stop and listen to what you had to say in your cadence. And you know when they say it to you, it's like, I want you to know exactly what I was saying and how I felt when I said it. It's like, friend.
And they'll waste the first 10 seconds talking about it. Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to send a voice note, but I just wanted to have you It's like in all the movies when you sit down and the person's like, I'm going to talk to you about how I'm going to torture you and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I feel like when I get a minute-long voice note. And I'm like,
fuck. Just hype it.
True! One of the nice things about the Pixel, Apple is finally doing this with the voicemails, is the transcription shit is really nice. Oh my god. On the Pixel phone, I don't think Apples do this yet, or iPhones do this yet, but on the Pixel phone, if you get a call, you can click the screen button. You can do this like 1 or 2 generations ago, and then have it read like, this person, Steven, is not available right now. And then you can see the text with this like, hey, I'm calling from whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or it's like, hey, it's mom, or hey, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and I can choose to pick it up or not. Oh my god.
There was a demo. I think Google did it. It was a while back. It was the sickest demo. I think it was faked though. And it was their AI assistant. And it was just basically like, hey retard, make me an appointment for a haircut tomorrow. And then like the app actually found the place that this person went to.
I watched this demo. Was this Apple or was this Android?
I think this was Google.
Okay, I thought it was Google. Yeah.
And I was just like, this is completely staged. This will never work. This is bullshit across the board. And of course, we still don't have that functionality today. And also, I would never trust it. I think the problem is that with AI and all this stuff today is I see how often it fucks up the simplest shit, and it's like I am never gonna trust this with anything of like true value. Like, basically, it's like it's good to get like a initial
template or a first draft, or
it's good for a first draft, but anything after that, like you can't let it go. I can't be like, hey Siri, call
schedule my colonoscopy appointment.
That is never happening, like ever. That is never ever happening because I have zero faith. It's gonna be like I'm gonna get delivered like a thing of a dozen roses the next day.
Why?
What?
Why is Siri asking me when should I schedule it for? What did I just say?
No, I did it. See, I can. How wild is that? Just put cancel.
Schedule it for tomorrow. What is it scheduling right now?
A colonoscopy.
Wait, how? What is it possibly doing right now?
It's just putting it on your calendar, probably.
The ball is.
It's thinking.
Hey Siri, what did you just do? I didn't know this shit was turned on. I don't even have volume. Okay, Jesus. I don't even know this shit was on my computer. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Oh my god, imagine how many people have us right now. We have the ability. Hey Siri, Alexa, turn off the lights. I feel like I just fucked with a lot of people right now. Sorry. Okay, anyways. So, some interesting stuff has happened in the last week. Anything in particular that piques your curiosity?
I don't know. All of my time's been going into podcast scheduling, studio building and planning, and Israel trip
It's
doing.
a lot of work, isn't it? People don't think it is.
Israel?
But it's a lot of thinking. A
little bit. It's the hard part for me is doing 2 full-time jobs, I think, or at least the one because there's a lot. I think it would be easy to do all of this, but it's like also trying to stream on everything on top of it.
Yeah, like
if I was just doing this full time, without streaming, I have a ton of hours to do everything, but that's okay, you know.
Yeah, you work a lot at this point. How many hours a day do you think you're streaming at this point? You're averaging.
I mean, I try to stream 8 hours a day, but realistically, I've been starting later, doing other stuff over the past few days, or a couple weeks, really. But yeah, you know.
And you have a very cute cat that I saw on camera today.
His name is Honey. Yeah.
Honey.
Yeah.
I was thinking for my next cat, because I hate that this is very morbid.
Oh,
and
no.
Also,
one is going to die soon?
Well, he's super old.
How old is he again?
Like 17.
Okay, pretty
But he's
old.
also like, the you want when I look at him. I'm like, I want you to die so I can get another cat.
Oof. You just get another cat?
No, my wife says that only 2. Says when you cross into 3 cats, that becomes like crazy person territory.
She doesn't know about the Wanderer.
No. Well, she does. But that doesn't count.
Why not just get a cat and make it an outdoor cat? Maybe you're another wanderer.
Because then it's your like this cat is technically not my responsibility.
Get your neighbor another cat and just have it come over to your place.
Just like here's a third.
You could be
cat.
like the cat paradise. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I would like to meet more outside cats and have them hang out. And I've tried, doing like little noises and little cat treats. But I think my neighbor's cat just can, fights away anything that gets like within a block of the territory. He's like the king of shit around there.
Makes sense.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I think that's what outdoor cats do, right? I don't think they don't really share territory, do they?
No, I don't think so.
Well, when I was in,
some can be chill, actually.
So when I was apparently in Europe, they don't give a fuck about their wildlife, and they all have outdoor cats. And I remember that Melina's mom lives in like a row of houses, and all of them have outdoor cats, and it's also expected that you let everybody's cat roam in anywhere. So they would leave their doors open, and the neighborhood cats will just like come in and out of the house. And sometimes they like jump off like trees into like the upper floor, and they just do that.
That's
like
awesome.
I remember I came in and I was looking, and I was like, wait, is this one of your mom's cats? She's like, oh no, I think that's like a neighbor's cat, just like eating the food here. And then the other cat came in and they looked at each other and they just like walked by, and I was like, I don't know why or how, if European cats are just different, or if that's normal in Europe or in Sweden, or
they're just like, yo, what's up? What's good? No, that's awesome. Israel, you're going to find out, has a lot of outside cats.
Really?
Probably the most I've ever seen in any country in Tel Aviv. They're just out. Their cats are just chilling everywhere. That's what gave me my idea for the cat walking tour. You go on a very unique tour. You want to have a tour of Tel Aviv and then you're not following the cat. You're going and seeing different cats that are waiting at specific locations because you're going to give them treats when you go there. And these cats happen to be at
important
unique
places.
Exactly. Right. That's $1 billion. Well, probably not $1 billion idea. Maybe not even $1 million idea. It's definitely in the thousands.
It's like mom's kids went to school and she wants to start a small business in her free time. That kind of idea.
You could make
pocket change.
Could you syndicate this across countries in different, and you would be like, how they have the double-decker buses that go across every city, and they're all what's the name of that fucking company that does that, the 2-story buses, the
Greyhound?
Not fucking Greyhound, man.
In London they just have double-decker buses, but it's not a special thing.
It's like a tourist bus. Fuck, I'm never gonna
Megabus?
Not Megabus. The fuck?
What?
Megabus.
You know what that is?
No, but it definitely is not like a tour. It's like
Bang
a
bus.
hop on, hop off shit.
I don't know. There's that shit in New York City and like England.
They're all owned by, it's probably some public company.
Vanga bus?
Big Bus. I think that's it. Yeah, Big Bus. That sounds right. I don't know, but I'm sure there's...
Imagine like the turf fighting when like another cat like company wants to move in, and then the cats like fight each other and...
No, but they would be... Yeah, they wouldn't be chill, actually.
Exactly. The turf wars.
Yeah, because not only are the owners going to be fighting with the other owners,
the cats are going to be fighting.
The cats. Oh
so you would basically, the way that the meta would work is like 15 years after this business has started, you'd go to feed the cats, and the little boy would ask, why does the cat look like that? Because all the cats would be like roided out, like massive like things. And like, well, you see, 15 years ago when the other cats came and started fighting, only the biggest, most fucking jacked cats.
It's like evolution. The cats are there like, the you want.
Exactly, yeah.
They're like fucking pumping iron as you come by.
Well, it might be. You've got like knives tied to their fucking like wrists or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be sick. All right. Speaking of cats and pussy in general, what else has happened in the world? What do we have today, and for interesting stuff that's happened? One thing I know of is that there's a pretty poggers video for us to react to, which is of
Dave Rubin.
Dave Rubin calling out my boy.
Yeah.
What do you have to say? Pull it up. Dan.
Okay. All right. You guys ready?
Oh Always.
Jamie's more known than
Yeah.
Dan, right?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone knows you and Jamie.
You don't want to be a Jamie though.
No, I want to be goddamn Lycan.
All right.
Okay.
Trip. Oh my god. Normally, whenever me and Melina would travel, we would usually only do cuck stuff for a single night.
This is
but
such
because
a old-
Nim,
I
I
was
guess she
there,
really
by the way.
wanted like somebody who was like
Unreal.
Eastern and had like a 15-inch or whatever, because it's like 4 times bigger than mine. I had to do it for 4 nights. They would lock me in the corner of the room and I would be getting cucked over and over and over again. It's a brutal trip.
Do you know
Can
who
you
this
pause
person
real
is?
quick?
Yeah, do you know? So
This is why
this
I need
guy, this
the
Destiny
pause
guy,
button.
I guess.
Okay, that was all right. You got to be faster with a pause. So there's two. Oh my God, kitty cat pause. Yes. I
man.
I had at one point. Anyways, that's
Can't
it.
get a break today.
He either realizes it's real, or sorry, that it's not real, and he's going with it, or he doesn't. What do you think looks worse to him? For him. So either he believes that statement was not sarcasm.
They probably looked at it like it could be memes, it could not be memes, but like our audience
I don't
doesn't
give a
care. We
shit.
need to film video and
I'm
like
just
we can make fun of it, so who cares? Yeah.
So who is this other person here?
I have no idea. Whoever he does content with, I don't know.
All right, press play.
So I really don't know much about him. He's supposedly like he's a liberal, but he's like non-woke or something. And because everyone's always trying to find a not insane liberal, I guess that's like his lane because he's not completely insane. But his thing is that he likes other dudes to his wife. So who's to say
what you
what's
like?
sane,
Is that
huh?
your thing?
You know, but
Put 1.5x speed too, as well, sir. And before you press play, I feel like I have to do clarifying for you because you don't do it for yourself. You just let the memes go on.
I do. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. Being locked in the corner and having to watch all 15 inches of railroad dick.
Here's my understanding. My understanding, and that's a Steve Dank Memes thing to start out with. But not my understanding, but my understanding is that you could whoever you wanted to, and you did. A woman.
None of that matters.
I know that none of that matters.
Yeah.
But it's not. See, I feel like there's a difference in the getting cucked versus just I fuck whoever I want and she fucks whoever she wants, and that's it.
Well, you would call one as an open relationship and the other is like
but
that
doesn't sound as good though.
But I think it started. I thought it was later, but apparently under the Trump stuff, like the cuck hunting became obsessive, where everything became cuckoldry and everything became cucking and So it's just
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the obsession and focus on it is like really weird, especially from a guy that like takes it up the ass as a conservative and like rents womb time in another woman's body so they can adopt a kid into a two-father family.
That. He could be the top.
What?
You don't know that. He could be the top.
I absolutely know that.
You have no idea.
There isn't a single man in the world that would bottom for this guy. Trust me.
I feel like we're doing a lot of assuming right now, but that's fine. All right, you can press play. Let's keep going.
But I guess they got divorced since, right? You're not going to believe.
I am shocked.
Spoiler.
No way. No, I did see a video, I think, of him recently, and I thought it was a joke. And so seeing this again, I thought he was like,
time well spent.
Apparently, I guess that's real. I've never met a couple where when this is what they're doing, that they actually stay together forever and end up happily ever after. It's always the beginning of the end. But also, he's
Grandma, what was the secret to your 75 years of marriage? Oh, well, I used to have a YouTuber watch me bang other. It's so insane.
The secret was that I let your mom cuck me the whole time, and that's what kept us together. I can't imagine. It's so crazy, honestly. And I wonder, was she the one suggesting it, or was he the one encouraging it? Because in that video, he seems upset. He's talking about how difficult it was, but maybe he enjoys the self-infliction of pain.
Before they talk,
sorry,
that they can't hear anything.
Well, it would be nice if I had a mouse.
Sure. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah,
I could do that.
My favorite thing usually when people talk about my relationship stuff is that I feel like there's a lot of fantasizing that goes along, because like I could understand if somebody was saying like, oh, like this guy does like weird cuck shit or whatever, and I don't like this, or like, oh, this guy does like weird, like, oh, these guys have like weird sexual degeneracy. It's like weird,
sure,
and that's it. But when they're like, so what were the conversations like? Did the girl like suggest it and he was like, he didn't really want to do it, and like the girl kind of like made him, and he like, and he was like in the corner, like when they start going on, like, my mind is like, are you thinking about this a lot, or have you seriously considered this? Or because they have like this way more fleshed out version, and all of it, by the way, is being made up by them, because I don't do any of this. So none of this is like coming from anything they've seen of me. It's all coming from material that they've consumed when they're like, they've got like this whole narrative built about like my cuckoldry adventures and negotiations. And that's very funny to me, to imagine like how much time they spent thinking about it.
Also, like, I feel you almost, so you weren't,
Honestly, it sounds pretty weird to
insane
me,
about
buddy.
it. So what you could have done is you could have been like, "Hey, Melina, listen, I'm just gonna fuck other women, and you're gonna be okay with it." I almost
rude.
There was a world
Rough
where she
way to
may have
say
been
it.
like, "Okay, that's fine," but you come home to me. I mean, that's really like the Tony Soprano vibe that people have, right? Is that they have their wife, and then they have their goombas on the side, right?
I haven't watched The Sopranos, but go ahead.
But well, anyways, that was the term of what it was. But instead, you're like, I'm a sociopath. I don't. Have you been diagnosed as being a sociopath, psychopath?
No, and Dr. K said I wasn't. So yeah.
Well, he doesn't care. He believes that like your chakras can get out of alignment.
Well, they're not for me.
Oh boy.
I have non-sociopathic chakras that are totally in alignment.
Oh yeah, were all the fucking ants drinking from the right side of the fucking piss pile or whatever?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
He was going off on some bullshit about how, 500
to
years
determine
ago,
diabetics or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You were basically along the lines of like, you can f whoever you want, I'm gonna f whoever I want, and at the end of the day, we'll be together and that's it. But they don't focus on that. They of course only focus on the fact that your wife is fucking someone else.
Yeah, and I'm watching, crying.
And you're watching, but you were never there, of course.
We didn't.
That would be awkward.
I wouldn't be opposed to doing a male-female threesome. We just haven't ever done one.
Yeah. Sure. Fine. And a lot of people do that. But they all assume every event was like that.
Yeah, and that it's
every single time.
And not every threesome is like cuckoldry as well.
You're in the corner
you're just
jerking off,
or not jerking off because you're flaccid and crying the whole time.
Yes.
Or are you jerking off for cuckoldry? I don't remember. Are you supposed to be super erect and excited, or are you supposed to be ashamed and not erect?
You're getting excited because your wife is getting fucked by someone else.
I think
but there's
both.
the extreme cuckoldry stuff. There's a big humiliation aspect that goes into it as well.
Oh.
I don't know if you're supposed to be, but maybe you're supposed to be turned on by the humiliation. I'm not sure. Maybe it goes both ways. Who knows?
It is good. It's very. Anyways, all right. Press play.
I don't get it. I'm also confused because it looked like he had a gun in his background too. So he's like you're saying like he's like a one of those mixes where he like likes 2A but is against common sense, or like I don't know what's going on in that clip. But society is definitely just unwell when you're able to put this.
It's like they can't understand the fact that like I want to have guns, but also don't hate gay people.
Because it's on my show I talk about this, it's the constellation of beliefs. Like if you like guns, then you also have to be all these other things that they have, because they can't imagine that you could arrive at liking guns in any way other than this like weird idea of being opposed to the government and all institutions and supporting Trump and Tate and hating the vax and supporting Brexit, and like it's all of it is like wired together. So if they see somebody like blue hair or somebody's like bi or whatever and also has guns, it's like, oh my god, he must be a contrarian, or there's no way that, because in their world they can't account for minds like that because they're retarded.
Where is the centrist candidate? It'll just never happen, right? Is that in our lifetime? Will there be a centrist candidate? Do you think?
Probably not.
I don't think so either.
But it's weird because centrism is like an aesthetic to these people. Like these people would call themselves centrist. Both of these people would probably call themselves centrist.
Well, no, obviously not. I mean,
you don't think so?
No, I mean, I don't know. They might call themselves that, but obviously neither of them is. Like a centrist would be.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole thing. They never are.
Like let's talk about like common sense shit that like is really divided. Okay.
Sure, it's a bad word, but go ahead.
What?
Anytime somebody says common sense, it's also retarded. Like she said, like, oh, he must be anti-common sense. But I know what you mean.
To me, like common sense is like banning AR-15s does fucking nothing, and it's bullshit.
Sure, fact-based analyses of things.
Right. So gun shit. There's so many guns in America. Just fuck off. Like banning AR-15. This legislation. Like, yeah, fine. No machine guns. Okay. Or if you're gonna have a machine gun, you better be stupid rich. And actually, that's a great thing. Even right now with machine guns. So you're a rich guy. If you want to go buy a machine gun, I believe you can't get any machine gun that was made after 1986, regardless of how much money you have, unless you become like a dealer, and then you have to go.
No, there's a special license that you can hold.
A brand new fucking
fully automatic,
MP7.
I believe.
We should, and there should be a stupid tax attached to it. It should be like a $10,000 tax if you want to go buy an MP7, and that money should be going towards whatever. I don't know, something. But we don't do that. Instead, it's just the loophole. Oh, you can just go and get like, 1986 Mac 10, and that's fine. But God forbid you get a 1987 AR-15 or something. So
I feel like most of the more esoteric gun laws are kind of like just wacky. Like a guy walks into a mall and you're like, oh my god, is that a short barrel rifle? Oh, thank god, never mind, it's not. Or like, it's not cut. Like, there's just, who the fuck cares?
No one.
Or like, holy shit, that guy's got a 15-round mag. Oh no, it's only a 10-round mag. Thank god.
Thank god. Oh my god, he's only gonna kill 10 people.
There's 11 of us. We're good.
Yes.
Most of the gun stuff.
So that to me is like a common sense thing. What is the other common sense thing? I guess it gets a little bit wild. Man, what's another good one that like drives people fucking wild? Gay people? Do Republicans, are they okay with gay people
trans
now?
people? That's what drives them crazy. Although that's a more difficult topic to wade through.
Yeah, it is.
The border stuff was pretty easy. We need to change a lot of the asylum seeking stuff.
Sure.
But
So the border shit, my completely dumb take, because I don't know anything about politics, was that basically Republicans were like, we need to stop the fucking crazy shit at the border today. And then
It'd be nice.
They're like, all right, here you go. Here's your bill. They'll stop the crazy shit today. And then they were like, hold on. No, we're trying to get someone elected. We're not going to sign that bill.
more, yeah.
I have
saying
heard
this
that
like it was a conspiracy. That was like
But,
outwardly stated. Like that was the explicit statements from politicians. And that
Well,
bill was
no, I don't
And
think
if
that's the
that's
case.
the
I think
case,
that
yeah.
if you were
Was
to ask Dave Rubin or any of these other guys, they'd probably say something along the lines of, listen, if you gave us a clean bill,
They can say that, but like McConnell literally said, Donald Trump told us not to pass this bill.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like the way that these guys argue
that's
against it
not
is be like, hey, that was not a clean bill. That was just stopping this.
sure,
It
yeah,
was
they
asking
might
for
post
$1
that.
billion
That's not
for
fair,
trans rights or something inside of it.
I wonder
and
if
that's
Joe
why
Biden
we didn't
will hear
pass
that,
it. These
Trump
Democrats
in
are
the
so
debate using
sneaky. So yeah,
Probably.
No, they do. They lie about it. Gorka did when he told me, he was like, yeah, it makes it so that 5,000 minimum can come in per day. And I was like, well, the goal was actually to set caps. So you're looking at like caps that they were trying to set and pretending that was their goal to bring in that many people per day. But okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. But is there any other like hot topic shit for like the centrist party, the radical centrist party that would like piss off Democrats? What else is there going to be?
For the radical, what do you mean by the radical centrist party that would piss off Democrats?
The omni-liberals, if you will.
Us. I don't
Just
identify
poor,
as centrist. I never use that
misunderstood.
I
term.
feel like I identify more as a centrist.
That's fine, but I would never do that.
You don't do it? It's not
Online-
cool enough.
Yeah.
It's not that it's not cool, it's that everybody that does it is retarded.
Oh, they've taken the word from
Yes.
you. You have to take it back.
No.
You've given up. You're letting them take
Yes,
it.
I don't ever bother. I'm center, left, far left, depending on what we're talking about. Yeah.
Property tax should be gotten rid of, I think.
Okay.
You agree with that?
No, but this all gets into really, really, really complicated funding mechanisms.
Yeah. I think property tax is probably something you should get rid of, and you should come up with a new taxing method. I have, of course, an idea for a new taxing system, but
I don't think your issue is even property taxes. I think your issue is just property taxes going to specific zip codes. Because if you have property taxes, like in Omaha, they tried to do one school district where they took all the property taxes and pooled them for the whole city, but people revolted and didn't want that. So.
yeah, of course, because here's the interesting question. All right, so first off, for those who are not understanding what we're talking about, property taxes are the main driver of the quality of the schools in your area. And it's pretty much the main reason that you would move to a specific zip code. And also, in some areas, you'll find that a house across the street is significantly less valuable than the one on the other side of the street. And that's because being in a specific zip code gets you access to a certain set of public schools that may or may not be funded with a lot of money. And you, of course, if you're going to send your kid to public school, you want to have it be a good public school. And it gets into a wild situation of how long has it been that property tax has been like this, and it's completely fucked up across the board. Because you have poor areas, and obviously there's not a lot of money in poor areas, so they have shitty schools, and it repeats a cycle and everything else along those lines. But the thought is this: voters vote on this, okay? It's really the tyranny of the majority on this thing. What can you do on this type of case? Like a good example would be like, I guess like Prop 13 in San Francisco or Save Our Homes here in
Isn't
Florida.
that California?
Yeah, in California.
13,
Sorry. Yeah, Prop 13. It's called the third rail. Okay, you can't touch it. If you try to touch it as a legislator in California, they're going to vote you out. Prop 13 is a law that states that if you buy a home, your property tax can't go up by more than basically the amount of inflation every year. So by 3%. So if you bought a house 10 years ago for $500K and now it's worth $4 million, your property tax is still going to be kind of based around like if it was worth like $600K or something along those lines. The question is, how do we deal with issues that need to be changed that are obvious and apparent to everybody, but voters just don't want to do it? Are you just at that point? Like a good example of this would be A good example is to be property tax funding schools. It's a shitty.
You keep saying the property tax is the problem's not the property tax, just how it's distributed. Like this problem you have.
Funding. I just said funding schools.
Because you would have problems with every single tax if they were that localized. Like if a sales tax.
So for instance, that's a bad idea. We know that's a bad idea. That it's inequitable.
Sure,
that's a rough word. But every voter will say, "F you, we're not doing it." And there's more voters that are old. The voters
I don't think there's anything you can do about
the
that.
The voters that matter are the ones that are older, that own their homes, and the ones that don't matter are like anyone under the age of 25, because you don't vote.
Yeah.
You literally don't matter if you're on Twitter. I don't give a shit. So that said, people have done shit like that before in the past. The Supreme Court. I think at the time, people didn't want integration in schools, and they said, F you, even though every voter doesn't want this.
That's different.
Why?
Because it's not voted on. It's the Supreme Court.
So is the way that this would get passed is that someone would sue someone?
You'd have to find some unconstitutionality in
well, I guess that would be it. The idea that education. So you would sue someone, and then hope it goes to the Supreme Court saying that property tax funding schools is unconstitutional. Is that the way that gets solved? Since a voter,
I mean, that would be a way to solve it, but I don't know legally if there would be any argument at all there to argue that states aren't allowed to decide how to fund their schools.
Interesting.
Like you're not talking about a protected class at all. You don't have like, is it strict scrutiny for racial discrimination? Like you wouldn't have this like analysis.
Well, that didn't exist back in integration, right? The strict scrutiny
levels of scrutiny for
there was nothing. Like
I'm just saying I don't think that you could say that because some like school districts are funded other ways, like it's unconstitutional. I doubt you could do that.
Sure. I mean, you say unconstitutional. There was a time when like black people couldn't even vote, right? So like, and none of the white people were like, oh yeah, we want black people to vote. None of them did. And then
no, they absolutely did.
Really? What was the percentage?
Huge movements
how
for
did
suffrage.
You think that they?
What do you think the
I don't know what the percentage was, but I mean, like, we didn't. The Civil War didn't happen because everybody was against black people. It's because we started to have like huge divergences in social opinion over it, right?
Interesting. Okay, let's get back to the cuck stuff. Press play, Lycan. The important
on
stuff.
the internet, and you're just telling everyone. It's one thing to do it. It's one thing to allow it to happen in your relationship. It's entirely another to advertise it. And I guess I won't be surprised if he ends up dyeing his hair that weird yellow-white color we talked about yesterday, which is a cry. It's just a cry for help, apparently.
It's just a funny idea. Like, so okay, that you're married, right? And let's say in this case, and my guess is it was the wife was like, all right, you're not that attractive actually, and let me just get banged by some of these other guys. And the first time he heard it, he probably was like, well, I don't think that's a great idea, but he was like, oh, I want to make her happy. Let's try it. Then it happens once, happens twice, happens 3 times, and then it's like 4 years later, and you realize you are so down in the rabbit hole of insanity that you basically can't stop, or you get divorced. And apparently they are. It's so pathetic, man. My resume would not, or my life story would not say most traditional guy around. But I'm going to be the king. This is be 2055, and I'm going to be living in a castle with a gun. Just
I'll join you in that castle.
Only shooting people on my property. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I bet
yes,
I could
you
walk
are
around in a
welcome.
tutu. I bet I could wear the tutu in that castle,
Like
so that would work really nicely for me. But I will say also the people on the left who
like he just like made up like a whole fanfic about my life.
Yeah, I know. But they don't care to actually know. To them, it's just like
no, yeah. But I'm just saying it's funny that he has like a whole thing in his mind. Like, oh, like I bet he tried it one time and then he was like really upset, and then it was the second and third time, and then 3 or 4 years in, he probably felt like he was. And it's like this is all fantasy right now. It's all of this.
Yeah,
is fantasy.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah,
it's the craziest part about the whole thing is that they come up with a narrative that's like, oh yeah, Steve. He just likes his wife getting fucked, and he likes to watch.
Yeah,
and like that's it.
He was so deep in, and yeah. Also, by the way, he always pretends that he's like, oh, this guy is some blah blah blah. He's explicitly turned down conversations with me in the past because he says I'm too mean. By the way, so just as a heads up, he has done that.
I think that Dave Rubin seems. This is what you call sweeping, by the way. I feel like Dave Rubin would definitely be willing to have a debate with you under specific terms.
Absolutely not.
I think he would. It's just in the past, there's probably been not the correct situation. I feel like, if you could get the right aroma in the room, the whole thing, it could happen. I'm sure that something could be set up. He seems like a guy who's strongly convicted on his points and would definitely be willing to debate. With you?
He's not that kind of person. Like he lives in his own kind of media bubble. I don't think he does much content with almost anybody.
Okay, well, I just did like my best sweeping attempt, and you're like, no, he won't do that. Okay. That's fine. All right, what else do we have? Do I want to watch? All right, just fucking play through the rest of this, I guess, real quick.
encourage and are supportive of this kind of lifestyle, they're also the ones that totally shit on traditional marriage and people getting married young and having kids. And those people always pull extremely high on the happiness level. And I think society would be happier if we didn't have so many choices. And what I mean by that is this guy and his wife, they saw, like, instead of looking at their marriage and saying, we need to fix this. And I'm not married, so I'm saying this and admittedly saying I'm not married, but I've had very long-term relationships and I never coached the guy I was with.
Right.
And so I have some experience with this. And I think if you have a relationship of any sort and you're looking at how do we make this stronger and better, then you find the way to do that and you become happier instead of looking at outside of the relationship, right? And seeing everything as an exit opportunity. So, I think people would just be happier if they were monogamous.
Can I just ask one technical thing? I'm not sure if you're going to know the answer to this. Maybe I ask you guys. But in this situation, when someone else is banging your wife, you're in the room watching, or can they just bang your wife elsewhere? Like, can you go make a sandwich, or you got to sit in the room and watch?
I think you have to watch.
They don't know. They don't know. God bless them, these innocent souls here. Do you know?
Well, in the clip, he mentioned that he had to sit and watch.
She knows.
So I'm only guessing.
She definitely knows. Also, you can tell she's been in the room.
This is where I have the fantasy. It'll never happen, and that's why I don't care saying it, because I would do this. That if I ever had a debate with Dave Rubin, it would start with like we shake hands, we're smiling, we sit down across from each other, and I'd be like, so I'm just so curious.
Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
It's like when you get in the ass, do you do a full enema
you know
first,
what you're
or do
doing?
you take it out?
Okay.
No, we'll never talk. I never.
Yeah, great. Okay. So this is never. So
it's never happening.
Okay.
But like again, this is a guy he paid time for a surrogacy mother to like birth a child for him and his boyfriend. Like that's so. It's just so wild to me that. And again, I don't have a problem with that, but he's a conservative.
Well, maybe he's just a good businessman and he realized that like
he's not a good businessman. He's a failing fucking loser.
I mean, he is. There's money here.
How many views do you think this video has on it?
What network is he part of? What the fuck is Tenet
This is
Media?
posted on
Dan,
Tenet
don't
Media.
look at the screen.
Take a
Guess.
guess.
Okay, if I had to guess,
Stop looking at the screen because I'm going to lower it so I can check.
Well, no, wait, just wait for the guess.
Wait to lower it, Lycan. Fuck.
No, wait, go.
This is a clip. This isn't a full video. This is a 5-minute video. If I would have to guess, I'd say this has 50K.
Okay.
Is this on his network? This Tenet Media?
No.
Is it? This is like a play on the Christopher Nolan thing. All right, we're in suspense. You can press it.
4.7K.
Wow.
6 days old.
What is Tenet Media?
I think it's a thing funded. I thought Tim Pool promoted it initially. I don't know who funds it, but they've got like basically conservative influencers. I think the two biggest ones are Matt Christensen and Lauren Southern do media on this, but there's also people like Dave Rubin and a couple others that post on here.
All right, how many views does he normally get in a video?
Damn.
Oh my god, but he's posting a fuck
He gets
ton of
okay
content.
views, but he does like 1 to 5 minute videos.
No, he doesn't. That's fucking 5,000 views on something 5 hours
but
ago.
what I'm saying by okay views is his channel does like 10 to 12 million views a month, but it's because he's posting like 50 short, like 1 minute clips every day. He spends the of his channel,
So does he have like a actual studio or something along the lines?
He might. I'm sure he's got enough for that, but he's not,
I mean, for posting every day, he's still getting like 411K 6 days ago, 335 6 days ago, 224 6 days ago, a 1.5
Yeah, but that's
million.
less than what Steve gets, so...
Yeah, but he's posting them
better.
like 4 a day, that's still a ton.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, still, it's like, it's probably popular to shit on Steve. It's funny.
Should get more views on that.
Yeah, well, I mean...
But he also probably appeals, he probably has a very like particular type of audience. It's a little bit shielded from like weird shit in my sphere, so him bringing
What
me
is
up
the
doesn't-
audience of Dave Rubin, specifically? Because it's like...
My guess would be it's generally like center right people, I think.
But he's gay.
I don't think conservatives care as much about the gay shit anymore.
Really?
Now it's like the trans stuff is what they're hyper fixated on.
Look. This thing right here. That's where it's going up now.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, fuck me. He got lucky then. Never mind. Apparently he is an owner of or partner with locals.
Oh.
So maybe he got really lucky on an acquisition, or he still runs it, or...
Okay.
Steve, does it ever bother you when these people come at you for the cuck shit that they're not actually talking about, like, what your relationship was like has nothing to do with cuckoldry?
No, I don't give a... Hey, if you want to see the full episode of this, go to patreon.com/anything else for great content like this and more.
Yeah, you're missing 2 hours, dumbass.
Maybe.
This is only 1 hour. There's 2 hours more.
We have no idea how many hours.
All right, hold on.
Does it ever bother you when these people come at you for the cuck shit that they're not actually talking about, like, what your relationship was like has nothing to do with cuckoldry?
No, I don't give a... Even if it was... Even if I did do cuckoldry, I don't think I would care. It'd just be weird that they're talking about my sexual details.
I mean, that's weird in general, but I mean, they're treating you like you're sitting in the cuck chair every time.
I don't care. I will do cuckoldry. I will now. I will practice it because I don't give a. I don't care. Like, if you get off because you like to sit and watch your wife or girlfriend get by another dude, then God bless. Then do it. Who cares? I don't give a. No, wait. But I just want to be. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. No, wait. I want to be explicitly clear.
Okay.
I don't
Please
care.
clarify
I want to
that.
be explicitly clear. I don't care because if somebody's making weird attacks like this, they've already ran out of everything to say, and I have no respect for any of these people otherwise. And I'm not like trying to say that any sexual relationship I have is better than any other sexual relationship. Don't ever be confused. Hold on. Don't ever think that the reason why I don't care is because I don't practice actual cuckoldry. Okay? I don't give a about that. And I will do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. If you're huge, at least 8 inches, BBC, black or Hispanic, DM me, okay? And I'll find some chick I like, and you can go fucking rail her all night. I don't give a about that. If I did do it, I wouldn't care. These people are retarded. Anyway,
all right.
go ahead.
I think we got enough clips to keep conservative
don't
media
misunderstand me. That it's just because I'm not into cuckoldry that I care.
Okay.
That I don't care. Yeah,
that's fantastic to know.
No problem.
Hey,
all right.
Wow. There's a note in here that says Dave Rubin is one of the few guests that has been blacklisted by Joe Rogan because of this debate.
Yeah, August had a whole bunch of shitty one to watch, but I haven't gone through any of it. But apparently, Dave Rubin is ultra f***ing ass mad.
We probably have some callers that are lined up. Or actually, you know what? You start getting the callers lined up,
all right.
Rohan, and we'll go through it. As a reminder, not for you, for everyone that's watching. If you want to call in and tell Steven, I guess that he's a cuck or that he's wrong.
True.
You can do so by going to anythinelse.tv, clicking the Discord link, messaging. It's like DJ something. Propaganda PhD. That's who you message. And you might be able to get on stream that way. Maybe. How does it feel that like a PG-13, actually a G streamer, is basically shitting all over you and there's nothing you can do about it?
There is something I can do about it. I came out on top with these last engagements.
I don't know if you came out on top.
Absolutely, I did.
You certainly came out somewhere.
I came out absolutely on top. It was really rough for a while because I was super triggered and the cutie stuff went pretty far, but then he f***ed up. He overextended. He overplayed his hand.
Really?
And he got cheesecake. Yeah, he did because that lie was just so
Why would he do that? Why would he lie about that?
Everybody rewrites history with me.
Maybe he forgot.
No, he didn't. No, because he's inventing. He's like, I offered him a thing, and then he said no, and I could tell because he's clout seeking. He's like making so much bullshit, and it doesn't make sense not to jerk myself up. But like, I'm super polite to basically everybody I meet. Like, I'm a pretty polite person.
True. You're pretty.
So the
nice
idea
guy
that I would
to
show up and say
even
no or some bullshit.
Enemies of the state, you give them a chance.
Yeah, I
so
usually do.
They do.
I was cordial to Keffels and Bosch, two people that have like done more fucking damage to my career than almost any other person. And
I want to say I've really tried to get Bosch to come on this show as hard as I could. And
that's never happened.
I offered to donate to a Palestinian cause of his choice and everything else, but I understand it, and I don't.
It would not come that way.
It's. I think at the end of the day, you two just hate each other too much.
No, the end of the day is probably he's a bad faith, disingenuous hack fuck.
I don't.
Oh, did you see that?
Would you allow him to come on the show?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
Really? So if I was like, hey, Bosch just wants to come on, he wants to sit right here next to me and talk with you, you'd be like, no.
If you genuinely wanted to set something up like that, it would be really funny to set up a surprise camera crew outside of another address and have him go to the door that's a wrong address and then watch out as he realizes he flew to an entire new
hate
city.
him that much.
Yeah, and then isn't going to have anything at all, and he knocks like 4 times and then walks away dejectedly in like whatever fucking outfit that he put on for the show with his hair all done up and his like fashion picked out, and then he walks away in sadness, and then we would be doing another show live with the camera feed like watching him and laughing at him at the entire. I would do that.
This is like serious levels of hatred.
Yeah, no shit. He's an evil, horrible fucking piece of shit.
Evil?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Evil.
Yeah, he's engaged in like insane levels of character assassination, like deliberate character assassination over the course of years.
Well, you're the enemy for him.
Yeah, that's fine. That's called being evil. If I'm the enemy, we're supposed to be both Americans.
Right, but he thinks that you're. What would he think?
He doesn't. Whatever you're about to say, you're fucking wrong.
You don't even. What about? I'm about to say what you're thinking. So you're wrong.
You're gonna say something like he thinks that you're against some right or some ostensibly like progressive goal or objective that he has, and no, that's not true. He just doesn't like me, and he because he doesn't like me because he knows that he can get like credit in certain areas for not liking me. He'll okay whatever the fuck crazy unhinged attacks whatever.
Wait, so who do you think was more evil towards you, Keffels or Bosch?
Bosch because he's smarter and knows better. Keffels was way more emotionally driven. Bosch was way more intentional.
He's a smart dude.
He's decently smart. Smarter than fucking Hassan, yeah?
So what happened with Kepler's exactly? Well, like there was like there was the fucking manifesto. There was the war, and then there was the peace, and now is the war again.
Kepler's is gone. There's not any war to be had, I don't think.
Okay. But that is the current state of affairs.
With what?
With the Taliban. Marching orders.
There's nothing to war against.
So you're saying it's like we've conquered those lands and that there's nothing of
It's like Al-Qaeda exists as like a tiny fucking dot in South Yemen, but
the
like,
Al-Qaeda.
we're not gonna. No, I'm saying the actual Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda.
Like exists. Yeah, it's not. No one cares. Like that. Like yeah, Kepler is. The thing is that like I got banned because of a really stupid feud that a bunch of crazy trans people decided to dole up on Twitch, and then after that I wrote my manifesto, and nobody really cared that much, except a lot of her like kind of trans community stuff, and I think that the blowback from that, and then her personal life caused her to like recede out of the public eye, and then she did her drug rehab shit or whatever the she's been doing, and then she tried to come back, and I guess maybe I was a useful tool for that, to like apologize to me and come back to a progressive victory. But for whatever reason, like she burned so many bridges trying to figure out what she wanted to be. Like when she was against me, she was like super with the trans communities, everything, but then she's also like kind of a shit poster shitlord. So then she also like made enemies with all those people, and then she tried to come back and kind of be friendly towards me, but then was trying to get in also with some like anti-Israel progressives, and then just like everything, she's just like all over the fucking place.
Keffels definitely seems like they're like going for kind of your vibe a little bit, which is like a what's a dirtbag leftist? Is that what it is? The Bill Maher a little bit?
Yeah, the bread tubers, they called them that, like Hassan and them, yeah.
Is that? No, I don't think they call Hassan that.
I think he was part of that. Bosch was definitely part of that. It was basically it was like leftists that were like wanted to be bad boys. I would have been like the precursor to that movement, yeah.
Interesting.
The prototypical, or the prototype. There's a name. Progenitor.
Prodigal.
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 Not prodigal. I think it would be the
prodigal son.
No.
What is that? Hold on. What do you think it means? Prodigal.
I don't know, but the word I'm looking for is like it's like progenitor. I think it's progenitor is what I'm looking for.
Wow, this is not the word. What do you think prodigal means?
If I had to guess, prodigal, I don't know. Somebody that was lost and came back. Isn't that what the prodigal son is?
Maybe I'm not spelling this right. Okay.
Or like the first of something?
One who has returned in absence is the...
Oh, there you go. Boom.
I have one who spends or gives lavishly and foolishly.
That's the first part, but I think the second part's more...
I don't have a second part. My Google results are different.
Why?
Well, because Google does that.
Spending money or resources freely, having or giving something on a lavish scale.
Oh, wait, what is the monitor? What am I looking at here? Monitor. Okay, monitor. Pull it up. Destiny is defending genocide. Do you regret fixing that bridge? He said he's pro-Israel. He literally said on stream he hopes the genocide happens. I mean, that was obviously in jest. We should be jesting about that. But that said,
yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just.
He does not.
Let me correct the record real quick because you triggered me now. Okay.
Okay.
So prodigal does mean like spending or being wasteful.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
But when you talk about like a prodigal child,
yes,
the idea is that like the parents wanted to have some level of discipline, and the child was like, "You, I'm gonna go do what I want." So they go and they live like wastefully or stupidly, and then they come back regretfully because it's like, the return of the prodigal child. Somebody who thought they knew better, could live without me and do it, and now, but now you've come back into the fold, basically.
Yeah, I thought the meaning of prodigal was like, I actually don't know.
Okay, well now.
No, I still don't know.
Prodigal means to waste, basically, to spend wastefully.
That doesn't
or
make sense, though. I feel like when I say the prodigal son, it's like,
just explained exactly
the wayward
what
son
that
has
means.
come back. That's what I mean. That's in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. I know what you're saying, but that's what it means to me.
I just explained where that came from.
But it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep using my definition.
Okay, that's good. Which is nothing. You don't know what it is.
I know what it means.
No definition.
It means the wayward son who has returned.
No, that's what prodigal son means.
Yeah, the prodigal son. Yeah.
But that's two words, not one.
Yeah, but that's the only way people use it.
Okay.
Who's being like, you're being way too prodigal with your finances? No one. Never. Ever.
Because they don't know the real definition.
Yeah. You're like the loser out there that's like, technically, you're being wasteful.
Yep, I do that. Like when someone says begs the question, I'm like, don't you actually mean raises the question?
True. Yeah. All right, go. Read this right here. This is the whole thing on screen. Wow, look at it.
I don't have my glasses on, but Destiny's defending genocide. Do you regret fixing that bridge? He said that he's pro-Israel. He literally said on stream he hopes the genocide happens. Yes, I do. Zan told me about that today. Gee, imagine getting your news from Xanderall. Jesus fucking Christ. He's a gross person and hurt so many connections. Oh, and I hurt so many connections trying to fix that bridge. That's cute. So she's like blaming me for all of the bridges that she burned, I guess?
There's not a lot of Israeli influencers out there these days. You're it. That's it. You're at the top of the food chain.
Maybe distributing YouTube accounts when I'm in Israel, business cards.
Basically, I feel like kind of it's because of me. Really. I have created the greatest Jewish super soldier. If you think about it.
Take credit for that?
Can I? A little bit? Name 3 other Jewish people that you've known for more than 5 years. Go.
Mr. Girl. Lad.
You haven't known them for more than 5 years? Neither
I
of
have
those?
known both of them.
You have
They've
not.
been deeply embedded in my life.
They have not. Not more than 5 years. You're lying. Oh my God, it's just me. I'm the Mossad agent. I really am.
I'm sure there's somebody out there if we think about it. Look at it in
Esports
chat.
Batman.
Is he really Jewish?
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Okay.
He's a lawyer after all. So probably like 50-50 odds.
Does it kind of I know them for 5 years, but we haven't talked in a long time?
No, because he's not your friend.
Okay. So Rexful doesn't count?
No. Okay. I remember it was TwitchCon 2016, I think, or 2017.
Okay, earlier every year, yeah, go ahead.
2016 or 2017, we were hanging out, and we hung out with Rexful, and he had his vocal headphones around his neck constantly.
Oh, those $2,500 headphones.
I have the same pair, and it's funny. I have the same headphones, and the band is so shit. The headphones are okay, but I have to go and buy a brand new band because it deteriorates. But anyways, I remember Sushia being wild towards... I don't remember exactly, but it was a crazy situation.
Shit, I remember this.
You do remember?
I
don't. I just remember something being wild. Tell me. Tell the chat. It's fine. Sushia, by the way, you're funny. You're a good person. Don't worry about all this. Go ahead. What happened?
Basically, what happened was we're
at a restaurant, right?
Yeah. Okay. So firstly, there's something you should know about Byron. Okay. I call him Byron. He's such a close personal friend of mine. Okay.
Me too.
So Byron was. Now I know everybody glazes the fuck out of him now because he's himself. So people want to all pretend they were his best friend, and you know he was the perfect person. Byron was a hugely aspie autistic. Okay.
That
unbelievably. Okay. One of the most autistic people you could ever be around. Right.
Yeah.
So now there are good sides of this, and there were bad sides of this.
Mostly bad. To be clear, if you were his friend or even talking with him, he's like super rude.
Some people could deal with it.
Super curt.
I could deal with it. Melina could deal with it.
Yeah, I could.
But he would
deal
lose
with
his
it.
mind when he could deal with dealt with people they could deal with. He would lose his mind. Were you there when he fought with Melina over the camera thing?
Yes.
Were you okay? He was like I think he almost started crying by the end of that conversation. He was so.
He was a good guy. Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, he was a good
so
person.
bad talking about the dead. Like
why?
I don't know.
It's funny. When I'm dead, are you going to say things like, "Oh yeah, Steven was never mean to anybody ever"? Like he was one of the most like courteous, least abrasive people. Like always had good matching colors in his tops and bottoms. Like
yeah, he always dressed appropriately.
Yeah. So okay. So anyway. So here we go. We're in a restaurant, and Sushia. Okay. God bless her soul.
God bless her soul.
Are we on good terms or bad terms right now? Do you know?
We're in good terms with Sushia.
Okay, Sushia. God bless her soul.
God
Okay.
bless her soul.
So. Some people, when you meet them, I don't know why some people do this, but some people kind of like they'll give a lot of verbal responses to things that maybe don't need them. So like you might be in the middle of a story, so I'm like, yeah, and then I went here, and they'll kind of say things like, oh yeah, or like, okay, cool, okay, yeah.
Well, that's active listening. That's what you call it.
Sure, you can call it that, yeah. But I think Sushia had done that for like the 10th or 11th time, and I think Byron turned to her, and Byron was like, you're just like Twitch chat.
You want to go there? I was in it for a second, and it was.
I don't know. It's a restaurant.
Oh my God! I want to talk sometime. It's so annoying. Holy shit!
Oh my God!
I'm about to say what it fucking is. You have to be like, what is it? What is it? What is it?
I thought you guys knew what I was listening.
I can't believe. What am I gonna say about it? What the fuck else am I gonna say? I was about to say what it was. I don't even want to tell you anymore. You look it up. I'm done.
Everyone's cool.
Fuck. Holy shit, dude.
you okay right now?
I need to go AFK, dude.
Be careful. Like you talk just like you're like having a real life Twitch chat, and you're so f***ing annoying, and he just like went the f off.
That was the wildest part about this. See, there was a lot of people that really loved Wreckful because they saw this. I don't want to. It's not polished, but a different personality.
He was just very honest and authentic, I think.
Yes, exactly. That's how you do it. But in person, he could be f***ing wild.
Which is fun. It's just he works emotionally on his sleeve. Yeah, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. Yeah.
Yeah. But he did that. That was the craziest moment in that restaurant. That was the most awkward shit I think probably that I experienced within like I would say a running. If that was a day. Probably 365 degrees days in every direction.
Do you think
forward
so?
And backward.
I feel like the Melina thing was more insane.
When was that? How?
That I don't remember you being there.
Wait, hold on. What is this? Maybe I'm misremembering.
So okay, I don't know if you were there because I don't know if this was streamed or not. But 8 of us were at some restaurant or something, and Melina takes, so when Melina takes pictures, she would take a lot of pictures or whatever, and she'd look at them afterwards. And Byron decided to share a technique or a thing where he's like, you know that on the iPhone, you can take live pictures. When you take the picture, it'll take like 3 seconds of pictures. So you don't have to, yeah. And Melina's like, well, that's okay. I would just rather take all the pictures. And now Byron is the type of guy where if he suggests something and he thinks it's better than what you're doing now, you absolutely have to do it, or else he's gonna lose his shit. So Byron is like, well, no, like you should do this. It's like it's better. And she's like, well, no, that's okay. I just like taking a lot of pictures. And he's like, there's absolutely no reason for you to take multiple pictures. And she's like, that's okay. I like taking multiple pictures. He's like, you don't understand. You are retarded if you continue to do this thing. It's so stupid that you would fight with me. Like, you understand that I'm objectively correct, that what you're doing is worse in every single possible way. You're not losing any video quality. It is worse. And she's like, that's fine. I don't really care that much. And then he's like, I am never, ever going to help you with anything. If you ever ask me a question about anything ever again, I will never help you with anything. I don't know why you wouldn't. And he was like almost in tears. I think he had to like walk away at the end. Yeah. Melina's just like, that's okay. I'm cool. I'm good. And it was hilarious. I've never seen him get so f***ing wound up on a thing. Oh my God.
That was a based Melina moment with Wreckful being cringe. And you know what's funny is now today.
Yeah.
So I use Google Photos to kind of store my shit. And it's actually the most obnoxious when they're the live photos like that, because it's like starts playing and it's just and also they're bigger in file size. So Wreckful was actually objectively wrong. If I could go back in time and change every live photo I have to not be a live photo, I would do it.
I actually super disagree.
Oh, really?
Because there are girls that have sent me things, and then sometimes I go back and look at them, and I discovered sometimes this was like a whole new world to me.
Sneaky
was
shit.
I opened a thing, and no, it's not sneaky, Lauren De Laguna. Nice try. But I would check the photo, I'd be like, wait a second. Oh my God, there's more to this photo than I realized, and it's actually like a 3-second mini video, and not just a photo. I'm like, wow, I just discovered a whole new thing to, So I actually appreciate that.
No, I think it's shit.
Okay.
It's annoying. And also they're bigger in file size as well. And they shit up everything. But for you...
Well, also, they're bigger in file size?
Yeah, Trim, it's a f***ing video.
You have like a terabyte of space on your fucking phone.
Are you retarded? You definitely don't have a terabyte of space on your phone. How much space do you think is on your phone right now?
I had to guess?
Yeah.
I'd guess a terabyte.
Are you talking about like the space missing from the operating system? What are you getting at here, Dan?
No, Dan always gets the smallest, like 256 gig version of his drives.
I don't.
Cheap
I don't.
And he doesn't realize you can get larger drives.
I don't. I'm curious how much space you have. Go to your settings.
Now I feel like it might be.
Yeah. Be honest too. Settings.
128, 256, 5. I feel like I get the terabyte version.
I don't even know if there is a terabyte version. But
their thumb drives have like.
Go look. Settings.
How big is a terabyte?
Settings general about this phone.
Dan, what are you getting at? Like the app, like consumption, like how much?
No, he's talking about like the total amount of space available on a phone.
I just think it's a worse experience. At least in Google Photos when I'm going through my shit.
Isn't that defunct?
Debunked? It's not something
defunct.
What does defunct mean?
Like, isn't that they canceled Google Photos?
No.
What do you mean canceled Google Photos?
Like the way that I don't know, there are different Google software they've released before that they're like, we're not doing this anymore. Like Google Chat for non-business as an app.
God, I'm just so. One of the things that I have a problem with is, especially as I've debated worldwide famous academics, it's the burden of knowledge. When you just know everything, when you just when you're just like an expert in every single 1.02 terabytes. I just have the.
You're that guy.
I have knowledge.
How
of
much
all
did you spend
things,
on that iPhone?
All things.
How much is used? That's what I want to know. How much is used?
Don't worry about it. Hey,
that's what I want to know.
If I had to guess,
no, you don't have to guess.
I'm gonna guess.
You can go to storage.
Yeah, I know. I will, but I'm gonna guess first. I'm gonna guess I have 2 gigabytes used. maybe.
All right,
maybe
settings,
2 gigabytes.
General, about.
While you guys get that, I just want to say, people calling me stupid in chat. Google Photos was discontinued on January 3rd of this year.
What?
Suck my dick.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Before this application is discontinued on January 3rd, 2024.
Like, you're fucking retarded. It's probably the desktop app. Google Photos is going nowhere.
Oh, I used about 80 gigabytes.
Okay. 80 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Less than 1/10 of what you paid for.
But I'm definitely nowhere close to running out of space. And if some sectors on my flash drive die, then I'll have redundant sectors.
It does not work that way.
I could raid my own, I could partition and raid my own individual flat. Maybe I will.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know Apple gives you that level of control.
Oh, they don't. I have jailbroken my phone with my own manual firmware that I programmed.
When's the last
myself.
time you were able to jailbreak your iPhone? I actually don't remember.
iOS 7. You believe me, didn't you?
I didn't. I knew you have no idea.
I did jailbreak my iPod. Does that count?
I jailbroke my shit once, and it was sick because you could do some cool shit with it.
Yeah, the iPod jailbreaking was cool too. Yeah.
But when was the last one? Actually,
I have no idea.
I feel like it's been a fucking minute. I would have to guess. Guess a year.
You could jailbreak. I would say iOS 7.
I don't even know when iOS. Year. What's a year?
Probably like 10. No. Probably like 8 years ago. I would say 2015. I feel like I haven't heard about
I think that's good. 2015. I think that's the last time you could.
When could you last jailbreak?
Also, I was wrong.
Oh no.
I know you were wrong. Like,
No, but people say I'm bad faith, but I will admit, no, it's the archive. The album archive feature was discontinued, not the full Google Photos. I apologize.
Jesus.
It's okay, Lycan. The strongest Palestinian soldier is sitting right next to me. And also the strongest Israeli soldier just sitting, coinciding.
So much power in this room, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know even how to look this up. The AI
Oh, ChatGPT.
Yeah, it didn't give me good.
What did it say?
An AI overview is not available for this search.
No, you have to use actually.
I don't even know how to do that. So
chat.openai.
You don't have to pay for it or something?
I think there's a free version. You do have to create an account though.
I haven't done any of that, so yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So we need to create. Oh my God, we can like outsource stuff. It's the outsourcing time right now.
For what?
All right. So we have right now for anything else the podcast, vodcast. That's not really a thing. I realized it's a word, but it's like no one uses it. So we just call it podcasting. We have some branding. You can see it if you go to like anythingelse.gg or if you go to twitter.com/anythingelsegg. But I feel like our logo is not there. Now the question is, do you think that you want to embrace the Miami thing a little bit or not? Because we're still early on. We can do whatever the fuck we want. You know, we could completely change everything.
No, I threw that out as just a random idea for theming, but I don't feel like we have Miami vibes.
I have Miami vibes. I love
but like the type of Miami vibes that people don't want to think about.
What is that, like Fresh and Fit?
Yeah, those are like Miami vibes. There are Miami vibes of like retired people that live in Miami, but
gotcha.
We want like hip Miami vibes.
So
I don't think we have those.
What do you think we're looking for in a logo?
Maybe something like fun and cute and simple.
How many designers do you think are out there right now listening to us? You had to guess.
Right, like live right now?
Right now, at this moment.
My guess would be 20.
I would say close to 200.
No shot.
We got this. I'm about to tell you.
You mean like hobbyists or like actual people?
Actual graphic designers. I'm going to tell you.
Graphic designers.
I'm going to tell you something crazy, and I don't know why it's the case. Okay. Actually, I do know. It's because I'm here. Okay. We have like over 50,000 people watching this right now.
Probably not. We probably have around 12 or 13,000, I guess.
You think that Twitter's just lying like that on the internet?
guess is they probably count like every 10 minutes they do cumulative views or something. So
it
it's probably
adds
like
up forever.
500 to 1,000.
If you streamed for like a million years, you would have a billion viewers.
Yep.
I don't think it works that way.
Really? Have the viewership gone down at all as it started?
No, but that's because we get more and more entertaining as we go.
What was the website you gave me? Was it studio.twitter.com or what was the?
Yeah. Shut up, chat. You guys don't know. We definitely have 50,000 people watching us right now. Yeah, so a logo like that. Anyways, we're figuring it out.
Fuck, wait, hold on. What was the website you gave me? Was it studio.twitter.com?
Studio.twitter.com.
This doesn't... Oh, wait, okay. I'll look. Okay.
That is actually the URL.
Okay, well, it doesn't work now, so...
It definitely works.
It gives me like a media studio. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Studio.twitter.com/library.
Yeah, it sends me to /library automatically. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just giving me weird
And then
shit.
you can click producer at the top.
Oh, that's it. Okay. I'm a fucking retard.
That's okay.
It's not.
All of us have senior moments. We're getting older. You know, if you think about it, with our experienced life, we're more than halfway done with our life. We're 2/3 done with our life. That's a wild thing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
2/3 of our lives are over right now, today, as far as experience time. Probably more than 2/3 if you think about it, at our age. That's a scary fucking feeling.
That's a weird... I would feel like my life is truly like probably like 1/5 over, or maybe 1/4 over.
Yeah, you're wrong. You're completely wrong in every way. Your life is... You have 1/3 left right now at this point.
Okay.
In experience time.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
Yeah,
and
100%.
Why do you disagree?
First of all, I don't think my life really started until I was probably like around 19 or 20. So I'm already
talking about
axing out.
experience time as far as how long things feel.
Oh, the bullshit metric?
The real metric,
like,
the actual
I feel like my life feels like it goes by at about the same speed.
Isn't it something about like when you're younger, your production of short-term memory is so efficient that days seem longer?
No, it's
I've never
because
heard that
everything
before.
is brand new for you.
Yeah, that's what I would imagine. But I would say that but my life is still like crazy new shit is happening like all the time. I feel like
it's a new girl every day.
I think my life is like crazy enough that I think that people, it feels like Mr. Girl in Live were like 2 years ago, right?
Was it that long ago?
That's wild. It feels like
like yesterday.
No. It feels way longer ago. It feels like 10 years ago.
You're retarded.
Okay.
10 years ago?
Yeah, when I think Mr. Girl in Lab, that feels like forever. That was in Israel-Palestine ago. That was how many different like arcs and shit have we gone through since
2014? Things that happened. Let's see. This is what you're thinking.
We had a whole Mr. Girl report that took like 7 months.
This is when Robin Williams killed himself.
That feels like a decade ago.
That was literally a decade ago.
Okay. Cool, my feeling was right there.
Yeah, but that wasn't when Mr. Girl was fighting with you. It was when Robin Williams killed himself. Okay. 2014. Who else do we have? Obama was president, obviously. That's a long time ago. Do you think Mr. Girl was with you during Obama?
No, but Obama feels like it was 20 years ago.
Okay. I don't know what to make of all of this.
I'm just saying that when you fall into a rhythm and routine, I think that time starts to slip away really quickly. But I think if you're doing a lot of new stuff, I think it feels pretty fresh and it doesn't feel like you're...
Yeah, that could be maybe a little bit true. I still feel like probably 2/3 of my life is over at this point. As far as experience time for me goes by very quickly right now.
Okay.
I mean, I do mostly the same thing every day. I get up, take a shower, and get on the computer, do that. When my kids get home, I spend some time with them, have dinner.
I like that song, Fly Like an Eagle.
What is that song? What's the lyrics for that?
The first thing's like, time keeps on slipping.
It does.
Into the future. You
yeah,
heard
but
that, right?
That doesn't really, I don't know if that specific...
There it is. He pulled it up real quick.
Yeah, I don't know if that specifically pertains
to
what I'm
talking about. Can you do me a big favor?
What?
Stop fucking moving that without loosening the screw first. Because eventually what's going to happen is, no, up and down. Because what's going to happen is it's not going to hold the mic anymore. You're doing it right now. And then you're going to be like, oh, why doesn't it work? I'm tightening it over and over again. It's not working.
You know why? Because I set this up correctly. Okay? What?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he's so mad that I'm fucking with it. All right.
Hey, speaking of which, did you know that there's like almost another hour of this podcast that you're not going to see on this YouTube video? If you want to get the full thing, you have to be a Patreon subscriber.
Sanitäter hier. Wo werde ich... Wo sollen wir mit dem Teil hin? Wann geht's los? Jawohl. Bereit! Unterwegs!
Ja.
Hat jemand hier dabei?
Ja? Wie lauten die Befehle?
Was sollen wir tun? Verstanden? Ja.
Was sollen wir tun? Ja.
Ja. Jawohl.
Bereit.
Befehle?
Jemand eine Runde Skat gefällig?
Wie lauten die Befehle? Ja. Wo sollen wir mit dem Teil hin? Rücken wir aus? Unterwegs! Sanitäter! Halte das Gebiet! Koste es, was es... Wie lauten die Befehle? Wie lauten die Befehle? Befehl wird ausgeführt! Ja, wohin mit dem Ding?
Jawohl.
Jawohl!
Bereit. Ja!
Wie lauten die Befehle? Haben wir Spielkarten dabei? Geht's los? Jawohl! Jemand eine Runde Skat gefällig? Wann geht's endlich los? Weitere Bewegung! Hat jemand Lust auf eine Runde Skat? Oh Mann, habe ich Hunger.
Jawohl.
Wo soll das Ding hin? Jawohl. Alles klar, Männer, mir nach. Panzer erwartet Ihre Befehle.
Alright, I'm gonna try and go on a walk with my family.